Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Football Analytics. Today we're looking into the Premier League and Bundesliga. I'm combining those leagues together. Saturday and Sunday's picks. I already put out the La Liga and Serie A videos, so check them out to have the full coverage for the weekend. Guys, hit the thumbs up on this video. We'll really appreciate it. Let's get it to 1,000 likes. All the videos get about 100 likes, guys. You can do better. I'm putting out all this content for you, so much effort. You can do too. Okay, so let's start off with the Premier League. Let's go Crystal Palace against Brighton. Two things that I liked about this game. First of all, Crystal Palace is doing way too well, guys. Look, only one loss in about 10 games. They're in no man's land in the Premier League. They have really nothing to play for because they're not going to relegate. They're not going to go to the Conference League. But they've been doing really good home and away. They just got their streak broken of the crazy away record where they didn't concede for over 650 minutes. They played 1-1 in the end against Southampton. Now, Brighton, on the other hand, they were doing really good, but now the last 3 games they haven't won, which is huge for us because I'm leaning towards taking Brighton here. First of all, they lost absolutely terribly to Aston Villa, so I hope this is going to be a bounce-back game for them. They have still a lot to play for. Look, they're still not out of it. Majority of these teams, like Aston Villa, is still in Champions League, so they can overtake them, but that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get into the Champions League zone, but European Cups, they can make it. So I'm expecting a bounce-back game from Brighton. Let's check out the odds right now. I'll give you straight the market for over 1. It's at 155. As always on this channel, we're trying to chase odds closer to 2. I bet most of the games live past the 65th minute. It could be also odds over 2. But in this one, I'm feeling confident with Brighton. The goal market is going to be pretty low if you're going to go just with a Brighton goal. And maybe for some of you, it's okay because you're taking accumulators. I don't know how majority of you guys bet, so I'm just giving out 2 different ways that you can. Before the game, take the over 1 option. If you have the website, get it. Over 1 means you get a refund if they scored 1 goal. If they scored 2, you automatically win the bet. Try to take it live, perhaps, if you're betting live to get closer to 2, and then you have the option of throwing this in the accumulator, but the odds are pretty low. It's around 128 right now on Bet365. So I'm gonna write it down really quickly. I repeat myself a lot of times on these videos, but there's a lot of newcomers coming in on this channel, so I want all of you to start betting on goals and single games. That's the way to go. So that's the first tip. Now, second one, let's go to West Ham Bournemouth. So Bournemouth, we took them last time against Ipswich just to score. That was a refund unless you took the game over 0.5. But look at this, guys. 3 losses in a row. I don't know what the hell is happening with Bournemouth. They were so solid. They were so solid in 2024. Look at that. And then the beginning of 2025, and now they're on this. They're in crisis mode right now. So they haven't won in 4 consecutive games. They lost to Ipswich. I'm expecting another bounce back game from them. Look, they have still a small outside chance to get into the Conference League. It's only 6 points, even though Newcastle have a game in hand. But West Ham, yeah, that's a tough one because West Ham is also not doing well, and they are, they're secure. They're secure. That's 14 points ahead of Ipswich. They're not going to relegate. So look, Bournemouth again. Bournemouth a goal. We need a goal from Bournemouth. So the odds right now for over 1, it's lower than the Brighton game. It's at 140. But I'm liking it. I think Bournemouth is going to score at least one goal. So that's going to be my second tip, that Bournemouth is going to be scoring at least 1 goal. Okay, let's move on to the Sunday's games for the Premier League before we get into the Bundesliga. I have 2 more tips. So first of all, Fulham Liverpool. I think a lot of you are not going to agree with this pick, but hear me out here. So Fulham still have an outside chance, just like Bournemouth, to get into the Cups. So there is still something to play for them. They've been on this weird streak. They win 1 game, they lose 1 game. So maybe they win this game again. I don't think so, because they're playing the winners of the Premier League, not mathematically yet, but that's going to happen. Look, so what I'm liking about this game, first of all, Liverpool hasn't been playing that well. Even against Everton, it was a close one. They lost the most important 2 games of their season until now. Now every single game is a final for them just to get to that Premier League title. But this is what I'm liking here. It's the head-to-head chart. They've been playing a lot of BTTS games. Look at that. In the previous 2 years, it's always been high-scoring games, BTTS. I think that trend is going to continue. Fulham didn't score against Crystal Palace. at home. I don't think they're going to go back-to-back games without scoring. Look at that. And they also didn't score against, both times they didn't score against Crystal Palace. That's a crazy far chart. They didn't score against Man United. I feel like it's going to be a BTTS game. So also Liverpool didn't concede 2 games in a row. So that bonds well also. So that's going to be my third tip. Of course, it's a riskier one, but Fulham is still a solid side at home. I don't know why they've been slacking like that. Fulham, Liverpool, Fulham over 1. That's your first option. Odds are 205 right now, or Fulham live odds. Again, that will be over past the 60th minute. That will be odds closer to 2. Let's move on. The Manchester Derby. So United against City. Look, guys, City is the favorite here at 210. You can double up your money if you take them. But Man United, they've been playing better. Even with the loss against Nottingham, they weren't that bad. Look, 166 XG. In the last few games, they've played really well. You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I trust Man United in this game. Look at this again, BTTS when those two teams face. When was the last time? Even though this was last year, they played 0-3. I don't think Man United's going to go back-to-back losses without scoring a goal against City. And this is not the same City, obviously, as the previous years. They are getting back on track a bit, 2 victories in a row, but I'm expecting at least 1 goal from Man United with the way they've been playing. Bruno Fernandes has been absolutely balling. He just won Premier League Player of the Month award. So odds are 160 for Man United over 1 goal, if you want to take that before the game. And same thing, you can take the over 1 option closer maybe to the 20th, 30th minute when the odds start rising closer to 2. Usually it's around halftime. And that's the benefit of betting on goals, guys, is that even if Man City win 2-6, you will win the bet. Okay, so let's move on to the Bundesliga. Saturday's games, Freiburg against Dortmund. Now, Freiburg has been slacking a lot. They are still in play. I'm looking for the teams that are in need of winning the games to get into the European Cups, as you saw with the previous bets. And Freiburg is one of them. I feel like Dortmund, their game of the season is coming with Barcelona. So I'm not so sure if they're going to play with the first team, because it looks like they're not going to get to there is still an outside chance they get to the Conference League. But for Dortmund, I think it's balls out to go for the Champions League at this point. So look, Freiburg, 4 in a row they haven't won. 4 in a row. They're playing at home. They also lost pretty badly against Union Berlin. They haven't won 2 in a row. And look, head-to-head, Freiburg at home against Dortmund. Goals. That's what we need. We need goals again. Dortmund, unpredictable team this year, but they do concede. They've conceded how many games in a row? Yeah, 6 in a row right now. Let it be 7. So Freiburg here, that's going to be my first tip for the Bundesliga, over 1 goal. The market is actually not bad. It's at 165, and for the Bundesliga, that's pretty good. Leipzig against Hoffenheim. Important game for both sides. Leipzig for the Cups, they can still get into the Champions League, and Hoffenheim not to relegate. I was pretty surprised to see Hoffenheim in this position. They're usually a solid team in the Bundesliga. So guys, first of all, Leipzig, they just fired their coach. They got an interim who lost against Stuttgart 3-1. We had them in the previous video. For them to score, because they had that crazy streak of not scoring. Let me show you, if you haven't followed that video, why we took that bet. Sorry, let's go straight to Leipzig away. Yeah, this is when the far chart works. Look, we had 5 games in a row that they didn't score, and they scored on the 6th one. That's perfection from the far chart. So, but in this game, I'm leaning towards Hoffenheim. I like the odds here, guys. In Bundesliga, look at that, 575. And for over 1 option, it's at over 2. It's at 205 right now for a Hoffenheim goal. And BTTS games between those two teams, high-scoring games. Leipzig is not playing well still. Let's see how they show up with the new interim coach. But at this moment, this is also an important game for Hoffenheim. So I'm taking Hoffenheim for a simple goal here. Over 1, odds are currently at 205. And let's check the odds if you're going to take it before the game to go just with a Hoffenheim goal. It's going to be pretty low, but let's check it out. Let's see what they're giving us. It's at 144. That's not bad. If you wait a bit, maybe closer to the end of the first half, you might get some good odds. These are the games for Saturday. We got 2 more games for Sunday. No, just 1 more. Pauli and Borussia Mönchengladbach. So, Mönchengladbach, no, I should say just Borussia, that is too tough for me. 2 points away from the Champions League spot, and Mainz has been slacking a bit. They can still get in. Pauli, huge game for them as well, but Gladbach is a much better team than Pauli here. Let's see Pauli's home record right now. Yeah, they do tend to play a lot of under 2.5 games. That's not great. But let's see what Borussia has been doing. Look at that streak. Look at that. All we need is one goal, guys. Look, they've scored 2, 2, 3, 4. Come on, can they get one goal? Yeah, look at the consecutive streak that they've been scoring. Maybe we get a BTTS game, guys. I'm liking the goals. We're just searching for the goal market here. So that's going to be my tip. The odds are currently at 160, which is also not bad for the Bundesliga. And live option at Gladbach to score. Okay, I got it. Odds closer to 2, and I will take the majority games live here. Except you see, I would consider taking, for example, Fulham before the game and Hoffenheim before the game, because the odds are over 2, and that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, guys, this will be it for the weekend. So just to recap really fast, for those of you that don't want to watch this video, you're just trying to get the bets. I understand that. But I'm trying to put my reasoning behind each bet, so I just don't give you random bets, you know. So that would be Brighton to score, Bournemouth to score, Fulham to score, Man United to score, Freiburg to score, Hoffenheim to score, and then Gladbach to score. Guys, write down your predictions for the weekend. If you have any tasty games, feel free in the comment section. I'll check them out. I always comment back, and yeah, good luck this weekend. Check out the La Liga and Serie A videos, and hopefully you select some of those single games and take away this little far chart that we're cooking up. So thanks a lot for joining in, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.